Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. So, it's got cameras out here. Hey, there is someone with me. There's Rick. Good morning, Rick.
Hi, good morning.
Some musical. Yeah, yeah. I guess we're doing the climbing gentle way. It's always sunny in France.
Yeah. Seems
Well,
to be more sunny than here
but there's no
most
sheep.
of the time. I mean, there's always clouds in the distance, but they never seem to come here. Today's going to be a nice sunny day. Then the weather shows that it's just going to be rainy all the way till I leave for Florida. So by the time I get to Florida, I'll be excited for some sun.
So, there's this antenna called a J-pole. It's called J-pole because it looks like a letter J. And it's quite interesting how it works. I asked a friend of mine who were chatting last night. He'd gone to another club where they'd had a build night, and they made J-pole antennas. And this wasn't working very well. So, we went through the theory of it and the tuning of it. It can be quite challenging unless you've got the right equipment. So he wasn't looking at it quite right. We gave him a few pointers, and then we talked about how the antenna works. And, he had a theory, but it wasn't right. We set that straight. Hey there, Owen.
Hey, it's Owen.
How you diddling, Owen?
Gentle focals.
Gentle focals.
Focus.
Once again, Owen, the only way the TTT would have been any better yesterday would have been if Owen was there. Thank you for the ride on.
Well, I wasn't Owen there. Ah, yes. Yeah.
I think
that's one thing I do.
I think that's true of any job, Owen.
That is what I like about my job. But you should hear the complaints that I start to give when I hear that someone's going to come to the brewery to look around and watch me do work.
So, I finished the TTT yesterday. Looked at my phone and realised I'd had a plethora. That's the collective noun for the messages in Teams. A plethora of Teams messages while I was racing. And some of them were pretty urgent. So I had to triage them, prioritise them, and decided to look at one thing. So, hang on, we'll catch up on Owens before I tell you my story. So, customer didn't reply to a simple question about the shipment for 2 weeks, by which point the van was booked up on the day we wanted. Anyway, so the driver went off sick. We got 2.5 days worth of work delivered on Thursday lunchtime. Yes, I should have done my better.
Yeah, my week has been less than ideal, I would say.
So yeah, I start looking at what I believe is the most urgent problem yesterday. Right, updated the firmware on a switch, reloaded the switch, and the switch was never seen again. The switch itself was fine, but the other switch that it connected back to, what we call a distribution layer switch, its interfaces weren't coming up. So they tried all kinds of things. They replaced the switch, they replaced the SFPs, the little fiber modules in the switch, they replaced the patch cords. They even took the switch out, took it right to where the distribution layer switch is, plugged it in with a brand new patch cord, and it still didn't work. And they replaced the switch with another switch, did the same thing. They tried different interfaces on the distribution layer switch, still wouldn't work. So we can't open a ticket with Cisco because the distribution layer switch is off the port, and it's due to be replaced in a month's time. So a little snippet of information that I didn't get until I've been looking at this for like 2.5 hours was that this work had happened on Monday, and they're only telling me about it today, Thursday, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So had I read that, then I'd have gone off working on something else first, because it's obviously not very urgent if they've limped along since Monday with it like this. So yeah. No, I think it's something iffy with the distribution layer switch, and it's a switch which has been known to have issues when it's stacked with another switch and it's stacked, and it hasn't been restarted in over 2 years. So it could go one of two ways reloading it. It could cause all the ports to fail, or it could fix it. So my recommendation to the site would be to find a 2-hour window and move up the replacement of it. But that's up to them. So, question for you from Owen there, Rick, have the cams arrived?
Well, yeah. So that was one part of the whole stress of this week. But yeah, they did not arrive. We found out yesterday that they were going to be delayed again. So until next week. So luckily, one of our good buddies, Gerrie at Bangor Beer Company, he let us borrow a pallet. Then we'll just give him another one back later. So
that goes back to that goes back to a saying that we were trying to teach you the other day. Whoever ordered the cans couldn't organise one in a brewery. Hey there, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we ended up. I ended up not being able to go pick those up until later in the day because there was so much other stuff going on. So this week we had first. Craig was out on Monday, so I was filling in for a lot of his stuff, and then Shannon on Wednesday showed up early, did as much work as she could, but then she was like, I'm gonna take off. I got tickets to the Boston Celtics playoff game. So I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you should do that. And then apparently somehow the plans changed with a ride where they wanted to stay and watch the Bruins playoff game, the hockey game, and ended up, I don't know, a whole bunch of mess happened. She didn't show up the next day. So then Clay, for some reason on the text, in the text group, offered, well, I'll come in and keg. And of course I could feel through text message everybody's eyes rolling at once, but but it was like, okay. And so then the next morning I went in, and I didn't go in exactly early. This was Wednesday. I wasn't exactly early after doing 2 rides and stuff, but I got there, kind of did a couple things I needed to do, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna start kegging now because this is outrageous. We're gonna have the distributor is gonna be here in a few hours to pick these up, so I'll just start doing it. Because at this point, nobody's there. You know, Shannon's still in Boston. Craig's on his way back from all the stuff he had to do in Southern Maine. And so, so I'm doing it. And then finally, once I'm at the end, Clay comes trotting in at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, he's like, do you have stuff you need to do? I was like, well, yeah, I have stuff I've needed to do, but I'm almost done with this, so you might as well just take off now. And so, so he left because apparently he had things to do in an hour, which was like, well, why'd you show up so late? Okay, whatever. So yeah, I'm thinking pretty soon here it's gonna have to be another one of those. The owner's name is Prentice. Gonna have to be one of those, hey, you gotta get your brewer guy in line because apparently he's back to thinking he can do whatever he wants again. Really, I keep saying, let's just send him off, but Prentice doesn't want to, so it's Prentice's problem.
But does that mean, as you've got an owner called Prentice, that anyone that learns from him is called Apprentice?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully Clay will be called Apprentice, but so far I've worked with him for 8 years, nothing's changed. So. But yeah, for them. So then yesterday was just kind of a show up early. I mean, everything's gone well this week. I felt good while working. I felt tired at the end of the day, but
that's what I heard, Owen. What did you hear? So the race yesterday, we're 200 meters from the finish line, and then my connection between OBS and Restream decided to go hick. So my mum had sat there watching us race for all of the race with no issues at all, and then 200 meters before the finish line, stream goes.
Right when it gets good.
Yeah. Right when I'm starting to encourage people to push for the finish. So Brett had a couple of dropouts, but they happened at the best possible time that a dropout could happen, if there is a good time for a dropout, because we were on climbs at the time, so he didn't have to push hard for very long to catch us up. If they'd been on the flat or on the downhill, we'd have had to have slowed up and waited for him. Bob crossed, well, everybody who started crossed the line together, so it was a good race from that perspective. And after the race, we were 9th. I did some long poles. I did, drop my power down a bit on the poles so that I could do the longer poles. But everyone had a go. Perfect transitions on one of the climbs. Get one of the climbs, so right up here hills to 30 seconds, followed by Nick for 30 seconds, and I'll finish it off. And the transitions on that climb look absolutely perfect. And we did the same thing. Yeah, Graham dropped the chain on the cobble climbs. And at one point he was 30 seconds behind. We hadn't even got to the top of the climb and he caught us back up again.
Alright, I'm going to try reinstalling the Twitch app and see what happens.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it keeps on dropping out on me. It keeps doing like that. I'll see the chat for a little while, and then it goes away.
You didn't sound out of breath, mate. Oh. Well, hey, I did do a lot better this week. I was able to recover in between the poles. So I think I'm getting over whatever it is I've had. Yeah, it's it's a bit of a no-brainer if that happens to someone that isn't key to the ride, but Graham's key to the ride. And because we only had 3 Bs yesterday and 2 Cs, we got bumped up to latte. But I've got a house that smells of small cooked beef with onions on. I got the other day I got a £2 chuck roast. I threw it in the freezer because I didn't have any plans for it on that day. I got it out of the freezer yesterday, day before yesterday. Put it in the fridge. Warm up a little. And I threw it in the slow cooker yesterday with just some onions over the top of it. It's started to come out. I threw it threw the onion, chopped the onions up a bit better, and threw it.
Now it's an Andy roast.
I threw a large tin of condensed cream of mushroom soup in there as well. I am looking forward to lunch. I don't know what to have with it. Might have to pick up some containers and things from Walmart, and get some. See, we don't have smash mash here. I miss smash mash. We do have instant mashed potato.
Smash mash.
Smash mash. Smash is an instant mashed potato.
Okay. But I'm guessing it's different than the ones that are available here.
Yes, it is. So here they're flakes. Smash mash now is kind of a powder, but it used to be granules.
Ah.
When did that change, Owen? Because
Still
even 2007, I remember it being granules. Quite often I'll use instant mashed potato to thicken up a dish, like the gravy in the in what I've had in the slow cooker is quite runny. I might even throw some instant mash in that one just to thicken it up. In fact, if I do that, I won't have to make mashed potato, and it's just a meal in one thing. There we go. I am even thinking about not even going into the office today.
Today might actually be an easy day, I think. Well, I don't want to say that too early, I guess, but because of our snafu yesterday with the cans, then I wasn't able to go pick them up. I left everybody the cans since they all left me all week long. And so I was like, I'm gonna go drive around. So I went out and did a few things. It was nice and sunny out, so I was enjoying the sun. And then picked up the cans last thing. But it was too late to be able to can the other beers, so that, in a way, that's going to be work next week, but not work for this week, so it's good.
Gosh. The other thing that I've used for picking things like that up is spaghetti or noodles. I throw that in there. Because they still cook the gravy and what have you. They taste awesome. Then I might do that as well. I've got some tortellini as well. These tortellini. This is just going to be one of those. Let's throw this in. Let's throw that in, and it's going to be amazing. Amazingly, Owen, it does not have any Worcester sauce in it yet. Monday, Rick.
Huh? Oh, where's Twitch? There it is. Twitch is not working for me right now.
I know, right? So normally I spend a bit of time on Friday thinking about what I'm going to do on Saturday. Saturday's the one day where I switch off and I just do something that I want to do. But I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow yet. I dare say there'll be some Marvin printing going on, but Hope has an audition tomorrow morning, so I'll be going to that. Hey, thanks for the ride on, Mark. This audition tomorrow is for state. See she does with that. Find your shed key. He's still not found that. Actually, what I do, I guess I do have something that I want to do tomorrow. So I've got 3 very large switch mode power supplies out of Cisco Switch, and 2 of them have failed, and I want to build my own switch mode power supply out of the innards of the 2 that have failed. So I should, if I do it right, I should be able to build a 70 amp power supply. We'll see. Terima kasih Patrick. Selamat malam abang. Apa kabar? You knew exactly what I said then, didn't you, Rick?
Oh yeah. Word for word.
Two words on bolt cutter. Or angle grinder. Ah, okay. That's a little different then. I can still use 2 words. Lockpick. Or electric drill. Does the door open outward or inward? Knock knock, who's there? Oh wait, if it opens inward, can you get something between the frame and the door on the latch itself, like a credit card or something like that, and just wiggle it, push the latch in? How we doing, Nick? Good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. Like the stream title says, happy Crunchie. You know, I'm Crunchie, it's Friday. I can't even get my sayings right. Happy Crunchie. Where did that come from?
Happy Crunch?
No, so there's a Cinder Toffee bar in the UK called Crunchie. Cinder Toffee covered in chocolate. And their tagline on their advert back in the day was, "Thank Crunchie, it's Friday." No, that's our stream title today. The caramel one, oh, with the rabbit. No, I can't remember. Yeah, with the bunny. Big bag of Skittles. There's something for your toilet to look out for tomorrow, Nick. Rainbow poop.
Through the rainbow.
So on what day would it have been? Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. I found the pool was open early. It was open from 5 till 7, I think it was. So I finished my ride, headed straight to work, headed straight to the gym, got in the pool, swam a half mile, and really enjoyed it because I was the only person in the pool. I really like it when I get in the pool and it's just flat calm.
Yeah.
And
Is that when
I
you
also like it when
do
I'm the only
cannonball?
person making the waves. Did I do a cannonball?
You
No,
do.
because I'd have got thrown out if I did that. Had my swim. Well, I've got 2 sets of gammers here, so I'll leave 1 set in my locker, ready for the next time I swim, and I'm thinking about swimming tomorrow. And then I don't remember to bring those. But there's a bit of water in my goggles, so I just kind of flicked my wrist, held them in my hand and flicked my wrist, and I broke my goggles. So then I had to go and find another pair of goggles.
Yeah, I saw on Strava that it looks like you did 900 and I think it was 77 meters, 976. Then left me wondering. All you had to do was a little more than halfway down the pool again. You'd be all set. 1,000 meters.
Are you telling me, Nick, that everything that you can buy in Vegas, you can get in Blackpool?
Vegas is considered pretty cheap too. Well, depending on what it is, I guess.
I bet there's one thing that you can get in Blackpool that you can't get in Vegas, and that's Blackpool rock. Rick's like, what? What's rock?
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
He's thinking like granite right now.
Oh no!
Rick,
I've learned. I've learned over time.
Rick needs to Google Blackpool rock. So, it was a Blackpool radio rally last weekend. There's one amateur radio meet that I missed the Blackpool rally. That was a good one.
Ah, yes. It's those little candy things.
Yeah, it's kind of like candy cane, but not without the hook on the end.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Only you can get it in lots of different flavors.
I used to get that when I was a kid. Can't remember where it was. I think it was I think it might have been a Chinese restaurant that was around when I was a kid, and they would have those available on the way out the door. They're never as flavorful. Those ones were never as flavorful as they looked like they would be, though. But yeah, they looked exactly the same. It had the little ball on the end, like a wooden stick with a ball on the end.
What?
Although I guess, oh wait, no, these are different. Never mind. That's the one. Yeah, first picture was the one I've had when I was a kid. These are totally different. Okay, I see what you're doing. Yep, that's just like a candy cane without the curve.
Yes. I wonder what on earth you were talking about there.
I just had to swipe a little over, and then bam, there it was. Yeah, I think it was showing like rock candy, whatever it is.
And it usually has writing through it as well.
Yep. Yeah, I bet they don't have those in Vegas.
No.
Yeah, that was one of the things it actually said was Gibraltar Rock on here. said commonly sold at tourist resorts in the UK and Ireland.
Cisco Live's in Las Vegas this year.
In Denmark. And you can get it in Australia.
Yeah, Cisco Live is in Las Vegas this year.
Ooh, that's going to be... Do you end up seeing like your coworkers turning into someone completely else during those sorts of events?
Well, let's just say that on one particular Cisco Live in Vegas, one of my friends was arrested for jaywalking.
That's still a thing.
That was quite a... And they... So like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, he can't even remember which hotel he's in. So Las Vegas police have to call his wife back here at 2 o'clock in the morning to ask her which hotel he's in.
Oh, no.
So she wasn't very happy.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. So there's a play on that one now. So you know, so you know, the saying goes that, you know, you do stupid things when you get drunk and whatever. So you know, getting a tattoo, things like that. So the last time I was with, we were in San Diego for Cisco Live last time, and the guy that got his ticket for jaywalking got a Sharpie and wrote his hotel and room number on his arm, on his forearm. And we took a photograph of it and sent it to the other team members and said, "Hey, look, Craig's got a tattoo with his hotel and his room number on it. No problems tonight." Edinburgh Rock. No, that doesn't work. It's got to have the word Blackpool in front of it.
Yeah, there's definitely there's always someone, even at like the Brewers events. Well, there were more of them before COVID. I haven't really been a part of any since after COVID, but yeah, there was a few where even brewers would go out and like just end up passing out in weird spots. There was once the owner of a brewery around here. We were down in Portland for an event, and we went to a place called the Thirsty Pig. It's a nice little bar, great food. And when we showed up, this guy was he was already doing pretty well. He had been asking like, "So when are you guys showing up? When are you guys showing up?" And I mean, this was like 2 hours before we had even shown up. And so we get there and we go into and order a beer, and then the owner comes up and she's like, "Are you friends at all with the guys from this certain brewery?" We're like, yeah, we're actually supposed to meet him here. And she was like, "Oh, well, he's on the deck." And so we went out on the deck. He was passed out in a chair with his head just right back. And so we go to try to wake him up for a moment. He wakes up for a couple seconds and kind of slurs about that he's waiting for an Uber. And it was like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just kind of sit over here nearby and keep an eye on him and see what's going on." And all of a sudden, here come the storm clouds. And so I go over to him. I'm trying to wake him up. He's not moving. It's like, well, okay. So that's so we all go inside and we're standing by the door watching him get absolutely poured on. I mean, this was like a downpour for about 10 minutes. And yeah, there's one point where we're like, "You think he's gonna drown?" I hope he's gonna be all right. Yeah. Funny part too is he's kind of like, he's the owner of a brewery, and he's kind of got this. Well, he used to be a cop, and he's definitely not the biggest guy.
Yeah.
So he kind of developed that little dog kind of mentality, and that's very much ever present, and he's very much flexing all the time. And so to watch that was it was kind of funny. But I think if he wasn't like that all the time, maybe we would have picked him up and moved him inside. But there was something entertaining about watching him get soaked in the rain.
I was trying to find a picture that a friend had posted once on his Facebook page. He's got no sense of direction at all. He used to use his in-car GPS to get him to and from work each day.
Day after day.
Day after day. And this was get on the highway, go west, get off the highway. So one day he's out on his bike on his own. He takes a photograph, a selfie of himself, and adds a comment, "Hi, I'm Greg. Did you see me? Please point me in the direction of the town that you live in."
Nice.
Your comment there, Owen, reminded me of that. I was trying to find that picture, but yeah. So we actually coined a phrase, a Greg workout, from him. So he would, Jay and I would go and start to do laps in the pool. He'd just get in the hot tub. So we called the hot tub a Greg workout.
Nice. I thought it was going to be maybe what I do whenever I'm doing a workout with you, where it's like you just kind of join on, not really knowing what's coming next.
We told him laps in the hot tub don't count.
This guy sounds like Craig. Craig also, I mean, Craig can find his way to work and can find his way around town and stuff, but when it comes to new cities, not the best. He's actually, at this point, he listens to me, but the first time we went on a brew fest together, just the two of us, it was in Worcester. And we had driven by the brew fest and kind of checked it out and saw there was no parking, so we went and hit up the parking garage. And then we walk out of the parking garage, and I generally had my bearings going on. I was like, all right, I think we're going this way. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's this way. And I was like, you sure? I believe it's over here. And he's like, oh, no, it's this way. Like, okay, cool. I knew for sure it was that way. But I was like, I'm just going to follow Craig until he realizes that it's not this way. We walked like 3 miles. It was pretty good. Finally, we get to I was listening to him say, oh, wow, it didn't seem like it was this far away. This seems really far. Finally, we hit the interstate, and it was like, he's like, oh, yeah, no, I think we went the wrong way. I was like, yeah, it's over this way. You want to go that way? He's like, yeah, let's go that way. That was great, though. Luckily, we were early, so I was going along with it, but Craig's also originally from a town called Orient, Maine, which is on the side of a lake and surrounded by many, 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 many trees. Hundreds of miles of trees.
Oh, another Greg story here. Greg didn't really know how to pace himself. So
In anything?
on Jay Jay was training up for the Wisconsin Ironman. Yeah, so this one particular day, his workout was 10 hill repeats on Highcliffe Hill in the state park, and that's a 250 foot per ascent climb. So we met up at Greg's. Greg lives only a few miles away from Highcliffe State Park, so we rode at Highcliffe State Park. Jay starts on his hill repeats. Eric, another friend that was riding with, and we rode a bit of a loop, and then we got back to Highcliffe State Park for Jay's ascent number 8. So we just kind of waited at the top. Rode one with him, but we waited at the top with number 8, and Greg decided he was going to sit one out. He'd stayed with Jay and was doing the hill repeats. So he was kind of pooped then. Anyway, we finished, we ride back to Greg's. Eric, Jay and I pull onto Greg's driveway. There's no Greg. We've dropped him. So Greg lived on the corner house, but had quite a large yard between his house and the corner of the street. So I got back on my bike, I rode to the corner, I looked down the street, no sign of Greg. I looked back, I shook my head. Came back to Jay and Eric. Eric decides he's going to go home, he lives just across the street from Greg. And there's just me and Jay there. After a few minutes, I ride back down to the corner of the street, look down the street, still no Greg. Anyway, the third time of doing that, there's this very weary looking guy on this bike, slowly making his way towards us. And it's Greg. So anyway, I come back and say, yeah, he's coming. And we wait for Greg to arrive. Without saying a thing, he rides up to his garage door, sets his bike up against the garage door, gets off his bike, well, he's already got off his bike, and just lies down on the driveway. Doesn't say a thing. Yeah, and I look at each other and don't really know what to say. Or do we leave him there? Do we drag him in the garage? Hey, good morning, Ben.
Hey, the good part is you made it there. Although who knows how many intersections he had stopped and done that at, and then eventually realized I'm never going to get there if I do this. That sounds like my well, I guess he'd be my cousin-in-law, or just my cousin. I don't know. But yeah, my cousin I like to ride with a lot. Her husband he's a runner. He's a good runner. He trains for like longer distance, so he's a very steady pace kind of guy. For some reason, you get him on a bike and he just I don't know what it is, but he just wipes himself out.
That's great.
Quickly.
Greg's a runner as well.
But, yeah.
So
I don't know. I wonder what it is.
Greg, I don't know if it's emotion or whatever, but Greg would always need to have a number 2 halfway through a long run.
Oh my.
So, for one particular day, I mean, and Greg was the kind of person that when he's got to go, he's got to go.
Yeah.
So, he ran the half marathon with me when I did my first half marathon. And, I mean, I hadn't really noticed it, but he was starting to look for places to go as we were getting to the halfway point. Oh, fortunately, we came up against some porta potties. He said, "You carry on, I'll catch you up." I said, "No, okay, I can wait." So he was in and out pretty quick. Still finished with a 1 hour 45. And anyway, that was that run. But so he, let's just say, he told us one tale, and from that point on, he was known for leaving a deposit at Goodwill.
In the bathroom, I hope, right?
No, they weren't open.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah.
You do things like that. You don't tell people that are likely to have a good laugh and share it.
It's best to keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
I would share it though. I'm like that.
Another friend in the office, he didn't have anything on his desk. His drawers were empty. I mean, he took clean desk policy to a whole new level. And me and another friend invited him to Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch one day. And he was busy, he couldn't come. But he said, so pick me something up. So my friend and I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and we order something for him to take out. We get back to his desk afterward, he's not there. So we put it in his drawer. Well, a few weeks later, we forgot to tell him where we put it. So a few weeks later, his boss walks into his cube and asks him a question. And so he wants a bit of information. So his boss hands him a piece of paper. And this guy, Ravi, he opens his drawer to get a pen out. And there's his Buffalo Wild Wings from a month ago. Ravi looks in his drawer and sees this. No, and kind of pauses, wondering what it's doing there. His boss looks at it. Then they look at each other and his boss says, "How long's that been there?" Ravi says, "I don't know." He said, "Oh, it's mouldy. What are you going to do with it?" "I don't know." We'd forgotten all about that, me and the guy that went to Buffalo Wild Wings, until Ravi told us about it. I'm going to do 5 more minutes here, Rick.
All right.
My dad's birthday tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Sunday.
Father's Day, huh?
Got a birthday card. Yes, what day is Sunday? Card on its way. And my birthday present from my parents turned up yesterday as well. I haven't opened it yet. And I'm okay with leaving it until my birthday. My birthday's a month out yet.
Yeah.
But they want to see my reaction when I open it, so I don't know what's in it.
What if it's something edible?
Yeah, I guess it could be.
What if it's Buffalo Wild Wings and then you wait a month and it's just
Moldy.
just all moldy and gross?
Oh, so I have got something that another friend sent me from the UK. I've got some Marmite flavoured peanut butter.
Marmite flavored peanut butter.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, I guess I've never tried Marmite, so I'd have to try that first, and then.
Yeah.
And then
There we go. We've got Owen up again. He said, "Isn't it amazing?" Yeah. I've made my own as well, Owen. So I've made my own peanut butter and then thrown a tablespoon of Marmite in there. That works as well.
Well, is this new? Is this a new invention, Marmite flavored peanut butter, or is it?
I don't know. I don't know how long it's been around, but this is the second time my friend sent me some. He sent me 2 jars this time. Yeah. So I've had this thing recently where I'll make some toast. I put butter on it. I put a bit of peanut butter on there. Then I'll sprinkle some onion powder on top, and then a piece of cheese on top. Ah, so nice. With Marmite peanut butter? Oh yes. Oh, and you have to try that.
Yeah. See, I think that's just a trend going on in every single food area, because it seems like right now, like everything is getting mixed. Trying to think of something, but I got
the Heinz sauces. There you go. Crunch.
Yeah. And we have like some Snickers popcorn out there, which is
so Crunch is ketchup and ranch dressing. That's quite a good one. There's one there. There's ketchup and mayo as well. That's another good one. I've got a sweet chili one. Ranch means nothing to me. That was Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, wasn't it? It looks like that, yeah. Only not as runny. Alright, I've got to get a 30k now. Ultravox, oh sorry. I was close. Same time frame. And I did ask whether it was or not. I was thinking Enola Gay. I need to go down the top 100 of the 80s in the UK. I've got the top 100 in the Billboard 100, the Billboard charts from 1980 through 89. There we go, 30k. But I need to get the Gallup charts for 80 through 89 and see what I've got and what I've got missing, and fill some gaps. So they had a spin class in work a few months ago where they were playing 80s music, and the instructor was challenging people to name the tracks. I won. No, I'm not letting air out of my tyres. Got the app to do. That's interesting. The app hasn't popped up. Definitely registered for it. I think. That's awesome. Top 10s. Oh. Yes, I'm going. Oh, Joe Dolce, shut up your face. That was terrible. We need to send that to Rick now.
I like the name.
Can't play it on here because we'll get dinged for it, but There we go. Found it. Copy link.
Truly a number 2.
What's that?
Owen says it was truly a number 2.
I don't know about
Well, that can be in several different ways.
that. Well, I guess, yeah. Are we talking like a Greg number 2 or?
Like a mid-run number 2. Ooh, speaking of which, I'm going to be running. That's my plan for Florida. I mapped out a route. It's a nice 2.5 mile route, so I can run 2, walk for the last half.
Wait, did you just say you're going to run?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you waited until I wasn't on my rollers when you said that. I'd have fallen off.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Probably going to hurt pretty bad. It's probably going to ruin the first half of my vacation because I'm going to be so sore from it.
Yeah.
Or not. Maybe it'll be great. I just feel like sports that you quit when you were in your 20s are not always the best to pick up when you're almost 40, but maybe.
Well, so I started cycling again when I was 40. Having not been on a bike since the gap in between was from like my teenage years to being 40, and here I am.
I feel like my bounce back time will probably be a little longer, maybe. The big thing is all of the lower leg stuff. Pretty sure my shins will hurt and my calves will hurt in new places.
Yeah.
Probably my ankles. Hopefully not my feet, because that's what the problem was originally. If that ends up happening, I'll probably just stop, but that pain is a little much. But I'm hoping 2 miles should be doable. I mean, that's where you're supposed to start anyway, you know?
Yeah. Just be known that, when you're running, you can't adjust the saddle.
Yes. I can think about it, though. And that will help me carry on.
That will help you through it. Alrighty. I'm going to the stream here, go and get it ready for the ebb. Owen says he picked up the bike this time at about 28 and was learning to ride motorbike. Absolutely. Time on 2 wheels is always a good thing. So,
yeah.
Nick, appreciate you dropping in. Thank you very much. Owen, you as well, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes, a little under, with the Friday ebb. Once we've got a few more people in the pen. I'm the only person here at the moment.
I'll fix that.
Uh-oh, Rick's coming. Alright, cheers guys. We'll see you again shortly. Have a great weekend if you haven't got the time to come back and visit with us again. But see you soon.
Bye-bye.